The Galactic Council Hall was filled with light, noise, and pride. Thousands of species watched from floating seats as Earth stood alone in the center. Humans were small compared to the giants around them. Their clothes were simple. Their faces were calm. Today, Earth was showing its newest creation, a prototype built to protect their world. The moment the projection appeared, laughter spread across the hall. Aliens pointed at it. Some made jokes. Others did not even hide their smiles. "That is it," one council member said. "This is Earth's great defense," another asked. The prototype looked weak. It had no massive guns, no glowing blades, no roaring engines. It was quiet, clean, and simple. The galaxy loved power that could be seen. Humans had brought something that looked boring. From the upper balcony, the mighty Dragon Lord watched. His scales were older than most stars. His wings were folded, but everyone knew what they could do. He had destroyed fleets with fire alone. The Dragon Lord laughed the loudest. "Humans," he said, his voice shaking the hall. "You survived this long by hiding, not by strength." The council agreed. Earth had always been underestimated. Small fleets, weak armor, too much talk about peace. The human representative did not argue. He only nodded and thanked the council for their time. That made the laughter louder. Later, the Dragon Lord visited a human space station near Earth. It was part of the inspection. He wanted to see how weak humans truly were. The station was clean. Quiet. Too quiet. Humans walked calmly. No fear. No guards running around. The Dragon Lord sat in a public hall where humans ate and talked. He took a seat large enough to crack the floor. Humans stared, then returned to their meals. A human waitress approached him. She was small. No armor. No weapon. Just a tray and tired eyes. "What do you want to drink?" she asked politely. The Dragon Lord smiled. "Anything you bring," he said. She placed the cup on the table. As she did, her hand slipped something beside it. A small folded note. She did not look at him. She walked away like nothing happened. The Dragon Lord raised a brow. Curious, he opened the note. It had only 6 words. "You're in a trap. Don't move." For a moment, he almost laughed again. A trap? By humans? He looked around. No weapons. No soldiers. No shields activating. Still, something felt wrong. The station lights dimmed slightly, then returned to normal. A soft hum filled the air, low and steady. The Dragon Lord tried to stretch his wings. They did not move. He frowned. He tried again. Nothing. His fire did not answer his call. The Dragon Lord's smile faded. Around him, humans remained calm. No panic. No screams. Some even continued eating. He felt it then. Not pain. Not force. Limits. Invisible limits wrapping around him. For the first time in centuries, the Dragon Lord felt uncertainty. Back at the Galactic Council, screens suddenly turned back on. The human prototype was still there, quiet and unchanged. But now, no one was laughing. Because somewhere in deep space, the strongest being in the galaxy had just realized something terrible. Earth's weakness was never real. The Dragon Lord sat perfectly still at the table. His massive body looked calm, but inside, his thoughts were racing. For centuries, nothing had held him in place. Not chains. Not fields. Not fear. Humans around him continued their normal lives. A group laughed nearby. Someone dropped a spoon. Another human checked a screen and sipped a drink. No alarms sounded. No guards rushed in. This calm was wrong. The Dragon Lord forced a slow breath. He told himself this was some simple trick. Humans were known for illusions and weak technology. They could not truly stop a dragon. He tried again to move his wings. Nothing happened. He focused his fire, the ancient power that lived deep in his chest. It answered faintly, like a voice trapped behind a wall. His eyes narrowed. Across the station, Hidden systems were waking up. Walls hummed softly. Floors vibrated just enough to be felt, but not enough to alarm. The sound blended into the station's normal noise. The Dragon Lord finally stood up, or at least he tried to. His legs trembled, but the invisible force held him down. The table cracked instead. A few humans looked his way. Not with fear. With interest. That hurt his pride more than any weapon. Far away, the Galactic Council watched through silent screens. No one spoke. The same beings who laughed earlier now leaned forward, their faces tense. This must be a trick, one alien whispered. Dragons were living weapons. Their bodies were built to break planets. If one could be stopped so easily, then the galaxy had misunderstood something important. Back on the station, the Dragon Lord finally spoke. "Human," he called out, his voice low and sharp. "Who did this?" The waitress stopped walking. Slowly, she turned back. "It's already done," she said calmly. "Talking won't change it." The Dragon Lord growled. The sound shook nearby cups, but nothing else happened. "You think this cage will hold me forever?" he asked. She looked at him for a long moment. Then she answered. "No," she said. "Just long enough." Those words stayed with him. Long enough for what? The Dragon Lord searched the station with his senses. He felt energy everywhere, but it was controlled. Measured. Not raw power, but something smarter. Memory after memory rushed through his mind. Dragons had ruled through fear. They attacked fast and crushed enemies before plans could form. No one ever tried to trap them quietly. Humans were different. They waited. On the council screens, data streams appeared. Human symbols. Charts. Calm explanations. The human representative began to speak. "Our prototype was never meant to fight," he said. "It was meant to understand." The room grew colder. "Understand what?" someone asked. The human looked straight into the camera. "Arrogance," he replied. Back on the station, the Dragon Lord felt something change. The invisible limits tightened slightly, adjusting to his strength like a living thing. This was no prison. It was a test. And for the first time, the Dragon Lord understood the mistake he had made. He had come to Earth to laugh at humans. Now, the humans were watching him learn. The invisible force around the Dragon Lord did not feel like a cage. It felt like a mirror. Every time he pushed, it pushed back in a new way. When he used strength, it adjusted. When he tried to use fire, it cooled. This confused him more than pain ever could. Dragons understood force. They understood fear. They did not understand restraint. The waitress returned, this time without a tray. She stood at a safe distance, her hands empty. "You built this for dragons," the Dragon Lord said slowly. She did not smile. "We built it for beings like you." Across the galaxy, the council hall was silent. The human representative stood alone again, but this time, no one laughed. Behind him, the prototype's image changed. Layers opened. Systems unfolded. "It is not a weapon," the human said. "It does not attack." A tall alien leaned forward. "Then how does it stop a Dragon Lord?" The human answered calmly. "By knowing him." Images appeared on the screens. Old battles. Dragon attacks. Burning worlds. Patterns highlighted in soft light. For hundreds of years, the human continued. We watched. We listened. We recorded. The council began to understand. Humans did not try to match power. They studied behavior. Back on the station, the Dragon Lord felt something new. The system was reading him. His breathing. His heart. His thoughts, in a way he could not explain. "This is impossible," he said. "You are too young as a species." The waitress shook her head. "We are not strong. We are careful." She tapped the floor with her foot. The hum changed slightly. The limits around the Dragon Lord shifted again, perfectly balanced. "You expected chains," she said. "You expected fear." The Dragon Lord stayed silent. We learned that dragons never stop testing limits, she continued. So we built something that learns faster. In the council hall, fear began to spread. Not of the Dragon Lord, but of Earth. If this works on dragons, someone whispered, what else can it stop? The human representative did not deny it. Our prototype only activates under one condition, he said. Complete confidence from the target. The room froze. Confidence. Arrogance. The very thing the galaxy praised in its strongest rulers. On the station, the Dragon Lord lowered his head slightly. Not in defeat, but in understanding. So I trapped myself, he said. The waitress met his eyes. Yes. He laughed softly, but this time there was no joy in it. All this time, he said, we ruled because no one dared to think. The humans had dared. The invisible force held steady. Not tightening. Not weakening. Waiting. Far away, the Council realized the truth behind Earth's so-called weak prototype. It was not built to win wars. It was built to end them before they began. And the galaxy understood something terrifying. If humans could stop a dragon without firing a single shot, then Earth had never been weak. The Dragon Lord remained silent as the station continued its calm routine. Humans walked past him without fear. Some glanced at him, not as a threat, but as proof. Proof that the system worked. That hurt more than chains ever could. The waitress sat across from him now, her posture relaxed. She was no longer just a server. The Dragon Lord could see it in her eyes. She had always been in control. You planned this long before today, he said. Yes, she replied. Before your fleets reached our borders. The station walls slowly lit up. Images appeared around them. Earth's history. Wars. Cities burning. Humans running. Fighting, surviving. We were hunted, she said. By nature. By our own kind. By the universe. The Dragon Lord watched silently. Every time we faced something stronger, she continued, we adapted or we died. The images changed. Humans rebuilding. Learning. Watching the stars. We learned one rule, she said. Raw power always gets lazy. Across the galaxy, the Council saw the same images. Some members looked away. Others stared in shock. The human representative spoke again. You saw our small ships and thought we were weak, he said. You saw our silence and thought we were afraid. He paused. We were listening. Back on the station, the Dragon Lord felt the system adjust once more, not as a threat, but as a reminder. You could kill me now, he said. The waitress shook her head. That would teach nothing. She leaned forward slightly. We don't destroy rulers anymore, she said. We replace their ideas. The Dragon Lord closed his eyes for a moment. He remembered burned worlds. Screaming skies. No resistance. No lessons learned. He opened his eyes again. And if I refuse? He asked. The station grew quieter. The hum remained, steady and patient. Then you stay, she answered. Until you understand. For the first time, the Dragon Lord felt true fear. Not fear of death, but fear of irrelevance. The galaxy had changed. Power was no longer enough. In the council hall, a final image appeared. A simple line of human text. Strength fades. Thought endures. The laughter that once filled the galaxy was gone. In its place was something far more dangerous. Respect. The Dragon Lord lowered his head. Not in defeat, but in acceptance. His wings remained still. His fire stayed silent. For the first time in his long life, he chose not to fight. I surrender, he said quietly. The words echoed across the station. Humans nearby stopped for a moment, then continued their work. There was no cheering. No anger. This was not a victory to celebrate. It was an outcome they had planned for. The invisible limits around the Dragon Lord loosened slightly, not enough to free him, but enough to show trust. The waitress stood up. You made the right choice, she said. Across the galaxy, The council hall erupted into shocked voices. Dragons had never surrendered. Not once in recorded history. The human representative raised his hand, and the room fell silent. Earth does not seek to rule, he said. We seek balance. Screens showed new agreements forming. Borders redrawn. Dragon fleets pulling back. Old threats dissolving without a single battle. Back on the station, the Dragon Lord looked at the human before him. You hid your strength well, he said. She nodded. Because real strength does not need to be loud. Only then did she reveal the truth. She was not a simple waitress. She was a strategic officer, placed there by design. A calm face where no one expected danger. The Dragon Lord gave a slow, deep laugh. Not mocking. Respectful. The galaxy laughed at you, he said. And now, she asked. He looked around the station. At the quiet humans. At the invisible system that had beaten him without harm. Now, he said, the galaxy listens. Days later, the council announced a new rule. No species would threaten Earth again. No ruler would act without thought. Humanity was no longer seen as weak, or small, or lucky. They were seen as careful. The Dragon Lord was released, bound by oath instead of force. He returned to his kind carrying a warning, not fear. Never underestimate humans. Because when the galaxy laughed at Earth, humans were already planning the end of the joke.